Welcome to your program Games and Names. As usual, every week we have a new sport and new champions. In today's episode, we have the most famous sport in the world, which is football. On the occasion of the African Football Cup, we remember together the journey of the Egyptian football team in this tournament through the number of participations and wins.
We return to you after the break to review a report on the President of the Confederation of African Football, Mr. Patrice Motsepe, in the episode.
Patrice Motsepe, born January 28, 1962 in Soweto, South Africa, is a South African businessman and one of the magnates of the mining industry in Africa. In 2015, Forbes magazine estimated his wealth at $2.4 billion. Dr. Motsepe, who became the seventh person to hold the position of President of the Confederation of African Football, began his four-year term after being elected unopposed by the CAF member associations in Rabat. Going to the General Assembly, Africa adopted a united position, as three other candidates, Augustin Senghor, Ahmed Yahya and Jacques Anma, withdrew from the race for president. FIFA President Gianni Infantino, who was present in Rabat in his remarks at the General Assembly, praised the African members for the unity they have shown in the past few weeks. Dr. Motsepe, 59, is a South African businessman, and no stranger to football. For nearly 2 decades, he was president of South African club Mamelodi Sundowns.
We move on to talk about the role of the Confederation of African Football in supporting the game within the African continent.
The enthralling spectacle of the African Football Cup of Nations, a celebration of passion and talent. The African Football Cup of Nations, AFCON, is the pinnacle of international football competition for African nations, held every 2 years since 1968. It's a tournament that ignites the continent with its electrifying atmosphere, showcasing the raw talent and unwavering passion of African footballers. AFCON is a spectacle that transcends the sport itself. It's a cultural tapestry woven with the sounds of traditional drums, the energy of passionate supporters, and the dazzling displays of skill on the pitch. The AFCON boasts a rich history dating back to 1957, when Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia battled for the inaugural title. Since then, the tournament has witnessed the rise of legendary players like Roger Milla, Abedi Pele, and Didier Drogba, who have captivated audiences with their mesmerizing skills and iconic moments. Today, AFCON continues to be a breeding ground for future stars, providing a platform for young talents to showcase their abilities on the global stage. Players like Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and Riyad Mahrez have used the tournament to launch their careers to stratospheric heights. The AFCON is more than just a football tournament. It's a symbol of unity and pride for the African continent. It brings together nations from all corners of Africa, fostering a sense of community and shared identity. The tournament also serves as a platform for social and economic development, promoting tourism and infrastructure investment in the host country.
As I sit here, pen in hand, miles away and from everywhere, My heart pours out on this paper, a letter that holds my dreams, my love, and the rhythm of Africa.
Every word I write carries a piece of me, a piece of my soul, and a piece of our shared passion.
From my hands to yours, I send my hopes soaring across the distance that separates us. My voice joins a chorus of others who are just as eager, just as devoted.
A time of the year where we will all unite to celebrate our culture, our diversity, our heritage, our legacy through football.
As you step onto the field, you carry our hopes, our dreams, in those roaring stadiums and beyond, and the African beats become our anthem.
Through these letters, I want to make sure you know, you feel, you believe that we are a part of your journey. Our hearts are there.
Our hearts entwined, stories woven together, as we await the upcoming most iconic gathering for African culture.
Everywhere we are, and every time it happens, we feel the pride of our African football.
Homecoming hearts, let your words be heard. Let your support be felt.
Let us now review the countries that won the African Cup of Nations during the past years.
In 1934, the Egyptians were defeated by Hungary, which has a famous football reputation. The thunderous score at the time was 4-2. Egyptian Abdel Rahman Fawzi is the owner of the first African double in the World Cup. 56 years after his first participation in the World Cup finals, Egypt, led by Mahmoud El Gouhari, qualified for the 1990 World Cup in Italy, where he was eliminated in the first round, but he achieved honorable results, hostile to 1-1 with the Netherlands and 0-0 with Ireland, before losing in the last match 1-0 to England. In the 1990 Africa Cup of Nations, Egypt disappointed, losing to Ivory Coast 3-1, Nigeria 1-0, and Algeria 2-0, and were eliminated in the first round. In the 1992 African Cup of Nations, matters became more complicated. The Egyptians lost 1-0 to Zambia and Ghana, and failed to qualify for the next stage. In the 1994 Africa Cup of Nations in Tunisia, Egypt defeated Gabon 4-0 with goals from Ayman Mansour, Hamza El Gamal and 2 goals from Bashir Abdel Samad, and tied 0-0 against Nigeria, thus finishing first in its group on goal difference. At the Olympic Stadium in Minza against Mali in the quarter-finals, Egypt was defeated 1-0 and left the tournament. In the 1996 African Cup of Nations, Egypt defeated Angola 2-1 thanks to a brace from Ahmed El Kass, lost 2-1 to Cameroon and beat South Africa 1-0 with a goal from El Kass. Egypt qualified in second place from the group. In the quarter-finals, Egypt lost to Zambia 3-1. In 1997, coach Mahmoud El Gouhari returned to coaching the national team. In the 1998 Africa Cup of Nations, Egypt won the championship again. In the first round, it defeated Mozambique 2-0 with 2 goals from Hossam Hassan, beat Zambia 4-0 with a hat-trick from Hossam Hassan and a goal from Yasser Radwan, and lost 1-0 to Morocco with a goal from Mostafa Hadji in the 90th minute. Egypt qualified in second place in their group. In the quarter-finals, it defeated Ivory Coast 5-4 on penalties after a 0-0 draw, and in the semi-finals it eliminated hosts Burkina Faso 2-0 with 2 goals from Hossam Hassan. In the final match, The Egyptian team was victorious, defeating defending champion South Africa 2-0 with goals from Ahmed Hassan and Tarek Mostafa, winning the African Cup of Nations for the fourth time. Egypt appeared for the first time in the Confederations Cup in the 1999 edition. It was eliminated in the first round after 2 draws, 2-2 with Bolivia, 2-2 with Mexico, and 1 defeat, 5-1, with Saudi Arabia. Since the founding of the Africa Cup of Nations, Egypt has been a frequent participant, having played in 26 out of 34 editions of the tournament, the most of all participants. The Egyptians won the inaugural edition in 1957, and successfully defended it 2 years later. However, Egypt had to wait until 1986 to win it for a third time. During this era of early participation, Egypt often entered the semi-finals, and finished at least second or third place. However, after 1986, Egypt had a bad period from 1988 to 1996 when the team was eliminated in the group stage and quarter-finals. In 1998, Egypt won its fourth cup. However, the first decade of the 21st century saw the most successful Egyptian team in the Africa Cup of Nations, with Egypt winning the tournament time after time from 2006 to 2010, increasing its titles to 7, an African record. Egypt then missed 3 editions of the African Cup of Nations, from 2012 to 2015, before returning in 2017, where the Pharaohs almost clinched their 8th title, until they lost to Cameroon 1-2 in the final. Egypt is also the country that has hosted the largest number of editions of the African Cup of Nations, 5 times. 3 of them ended with Egypt being crowned champion. Egypt hosted the last 2019 edition, but the Pharaohs put in a poor performance, losing to South Africa, on home soil, in the round of 16, despite winning 3 matches in the group stage.
As we kick off the Total Under-23 Africa Cup of Nations. Although they've had better for Traore to stretch those long legs. Gets a bit of luck, he gets it back. Ball whipped into the area. Keeper came. Didn't get much on it, but they've at least pushed it far enough. But now the substitute drives it across. And the first big chip that's taken short, and the long stretch, but remains goalless. Ball clipped in into an excellent area, and it's the opening goal of the tournament, and it comes for the hosts. A terrific header from Mustafa Mohamed to Egypt, but without end product. Can they find it now? Oh, it's a fantastic near post header. Winning the bronze ball, and now a great chance. Oh, it's off the post. Didn't really have to move, just got down low to block it. Out into a dangerous area though, and Kone unable to wrap his left foot round it. Just managing to keep possession. Will it be a long-range effort here? Oh, it's a terrific effort. Ramadan Sobi. He's got options. The ball struck over the top from Mohamed Sobi, eating up a few more seconds, and that is that. They're losing tonight. So host Egypt taking on Ghana. A chance here in behind. Obeng skips away, looks for the grab back, and Ghana have a stunning opening goal inside 6 minutes. And it's the captain leading by example. And Egypt fall behind for the first time. The ball whipped in, a great chance, and Egypt are level. And it's their star man again. It was his head that got them the win against. Loses out, but Ramadan Sobi with both Well, a chance here through Obeng. He's round the goalkeeper. Oh, Ghana back in front. And it's next to Photo. Lovely ball in. Oh, what a save. But on the rebound, Ramadan Somi thought he'd got the equaliser. Akram. The ball moved wide. Great chance. Araki. Oh, was that over the line? But now, Egypt again slips and slides. Bah, lets it go! And Egypt have their leveller. And it's their star man, their captain, Ramadan Somi. And they also looking for Mustafa Mohamed. But instead, it's the substitute. Egypt against Cameroon, a huge match. Free kick. A lot of jostling in the box. It's a lovely ball. Away goals. And now there's space for Iraqi for Egypt. The ball whipped in, and it's a stunning finish from the man of the tournament. He's all smiles once again. Mustafa Mohamed has Garib lifting the crowd. Sony has a look on his favourite left foot now. Eteki. Oh, it's a beautiful ball to find Sony. Oh, what an opportunity. The corner. Whipped into a grey area, and it's ended up in the back of the net. Acrobatics from Ayuk. I'm not sure how much he knew about it, but they won't care. Cameroon hit back. Four back. On track for the semi-finals. Mustafa Mohamed managed to find. What about this from Abdel Rahman? Certainly looked good initially. Through him. Bezo sold there. It's come to the edge of the area. Lovely first touch. But the ball played to the back post. And Egypt are back ahead. And who else but Mustafa Mohamed? Blink and you'd miss it. Arguing over every little thing, but Avina swings it in. Oh, I think it could be off the post. Or was it a save from Mohamed? He waits for support. But then goes himself. Oh, it's a fantastic and vital. It's brilliant from initially. The ball comes in, deflected. And it's the side netting. Inspiration. The round of 16 defeats that Egypt suffered in the summer at the senior AFCON. South Africa will look to make use of. Here's the man, Mokoena. Swings it in, but it's wide of the post. To use that left foot, clips it in. Mustafa Mohamed. Well, he got his header on. Encouraged with how they're playing. Luther Sin gets it free in the area, drives it across.
This was the end of tonight's episode of your weekly program, Games and Names. Thank you for watching.